Hey everyone, welcome to the Captain Drone YouTube channel. My name is Steve and this would be the XK K160 mini helicopter. Now let me tell you what's great about this guy. It is under 250 grams in weight, even with the battery. Next cool thing about this heli is that the main rotor right here in the center is a brushless motor. It's not brushed, it's a brushless motor, 1106 motor. However, the tail motor would be brushed. It's a coreless tail motor. But back to the main rotor, another cool feature is that the servos controlling it are digital servos. Now it is designed for beginners, so it does have a 6-axis gyro inside. So in other words, the helicopter cannot flip upside down accidentally. In addition, it does have altitude hold, so it will stay at the altitude you leave it at. But it does not have optical flow. So even though you leave it at an altitude, it's going to drift with the wind or anything pushing it side to side. This helicopter comes in a ready-to-fly kit, which means everything's included, as well as the battery and the battery charger. And with this battery that's included, you will get 10 minutes of flight time. In addition, since it is a ready-to-fly kit, the remote is included as well, and it is a beginner remote. So it's 4 channels and the joysticks flop into the center. Anytime you see a remote with the joysticks flopping in the center, that means it's a beginner remote. And according to the specs, the range between this and this tiny little guy is about 100 meters, which is about 350 feet. And trust me, at 100 meters, 350 feet, you probably wouldn't see this guy anymore because it's so tiny. And now you're wondering, what happens if I fly out of range? Well, if you fly out of range, this guy will just hover, waiting for you to reconnect. And if you don't reconnect, it will just bring itself down, land, and shut itself off. But the greatest thing about this guy, it's only $70 US. So think about it, $70 US for a helicopter 4-bladed with a remote, the battery charger, some accessories, and it has a brushless motor in the main rotor and digital servos. That's a pretty good deal. So what I want to show you now is my outdoor flight, then my indoor flight, then the unboxing, then come back to me. All right, it's time for the outdoor flight of this heli. This is a very tiny heli, so you'd probably only fly it in your front yard or backyard or in your house. Also, this one is gray in color, so you wouldn't fly it very far because you wouldn't see it. So follow me back here. We're gonna go to our takeoff and landing pad, which is way over here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is power on the remote. There we go, it's powered on, just set that aside. Next, I'm gonna put a battery in the forward section. And when you pull off the front, make sure not to pull it too far because there are wires holding on the forward section due to the light being in the forward section. Slide our battery in and just connect it. It's that simple. There we go. And then put the forward section back on. And if you're wondering, the forward section is held in place with magnets. So when you put the magnets to the opposing magnet, it should snap. And there we go. You hear some clicky sounds as well. But yeah, it's a tight fit and we're all set to go. All right, pull out the blades. Now, the remote is not connected to this until you move this joystick up and down. There we go. So now you have full control. See how I can move the blades? There we are. We're all set to fly. First, we have to get the rotor spinning, so pull the joysticks down and out. There we are. And then hit the takeoff and land button, this thing over here, and she goes up. And she goes over there. Hang on. You know what that means? That means the gyro's off. Okay, let me show you how to adjust the gyro so that it doesn't do that. So to calibrate the gyro, you just put it down on a flat surface, as flat as you can get it. And I think that's kind of flat. Then pull these joysticks. I think they're down and to the left or down and to the right. Well, we'll see what it does. Go down to the left, see what it does. Well, it made a beep. Let's go down to the right because maybe it's that too. Oh, I think it's down to the right. I saw the nose flash. So now if we fly, let me just fly it from here. Maybe it won't drift. There we go. Now we're flying properly. That's better. Okay, let's bring it back out to the cameras. So I didn't plan to show you the gyro at this time, but out of the box, I guess the gyro is not proper. So you might want to do that before you fly it for your first time, because now you see me flying it and it's not an issue. So you can fly it around your backyard. Let me just try it here, flying around in the backyard. I'm in speed 1. If you're new at using joysticks, I think because there's no optical flow, it might be a little bit difficult for a newbie. Like, it's very easy for me to keep it in the air, but if you're a newbie, you might flop it all over the place. So it could be a little scary, but here we go. Flying around the backyard. This is speed 1. It doesn't have a lot of tricks to it. It only has 3 speeds. So let me just show you. Okay, speed 1. That's better. Okay, that's speed 1. It's very fast on speed 1. There's no way you are not going to break a speed record with this thing because it is very fast. Press this button up here. It's 2 beeps. Okay, now we're in speed 2. Speed 2 just means it's going to tilt more. It's better for wind. Let's go forward. There we go. Very fast. Also stops a lot faster too. And of course we come back into speed 3. And here we go. Speed 3. 3 beeps and there she goes. Very fast. So it's very difficult for me to show you the speeds because I don't have enough area to fly back here. Let me land it and then I'll go in my front yard. All right, a quick speed test down my road. So let me just show you. This is speed number 1. Speed number 1, I'm going against the wind and there it is. Into the sun. Let's bring it down a little lower. There's speed 1. 2 beeps for speed 2. Here we go. Speed 2 right at my head. Try to bring it down so it's about to hit me, but there we go. Nice. Turn it around. There's speed number 2 going by. There you go. Speed number 2 is pretty good. There's speed number 2 flying by. There we are. And I'm going to go speed number 3. 3 beeps. And much faster. So when you're out in an open area like this, you can do your speeds. In my backyard, it was too congested. Whoa! Get out of the way of this thing. Speed 3. Coming right at me, and it's pretty fast. Whoa, watch out for that stop sign. So speed 3 is for the wind as well as speed 2. Speed 1 is for your backyard or indoors. Let's go back to speed 1. There we go, nice and slow, coming back in speed 1, and I'll see if I can land it. Whoa, it's sideways. There we go. So one thing to note when you land, what you do is you pull down this left joystick if you want to do it manually. All right, time for the indoor flight. Let's connect the remote to the heli. Up, down, and they're connected. Let's do a gyro calibration. So I'm going to take these joysticks down and over to the right. I'm doing this backwards. As long as I see that flash in the nose light, then I know it worked. It's very important that you calibrate it for your indoor flight because if you take off and it's not calibrated, it might shoot off as you saw outside to the side and bang into a wall. All right, indoor flight, let's give it a shot. Joysticks down and out, and I'm gonna lift it up myself. Going up, here we go. Ooh, make sure you don't go too high. That could hit the ceiling really fast. Now I'm gonna tell you, if you know how to use joysticks, it's very easy to fly indoors as you see me doing here. But if you've never used one of these joystick remotes before, I would not fly it indoors. I would learn how to use a remote first. You can see I can fly it around. It does have altitude hold to stay at a certain height, but it has no stability to lock onto the ground. There's no optical flow, there's no GPS, there's no nothing. So it will move around your house just as it's doing here. But let's see if I can fly it around the house. So I'll just go this way and then we'll fly through my house. Let's see if I can fly through the house here. Going forward, I'm just gonna take it slow so it doesn't do anything erratic. And let's see where else we can go. I don't have any cameras on the ground to film this, but let's see if I can get around this tiny corner. I'm going low here, going through my little doorways here. I gotta watch out for walls. Whoa, it's getting out of control on me. I gotta spin it around. Whoa, I just hit a door. I hit a door. So my problem is that the wind is blowing off the walls and it's bouncing back into the heli. So you see it moving back and forth like that? Very hard to control. So what I'm going to do is bring it a little lower, a little closer. I'll just go quickly through the hallway here. There we go. And then back into the other room. There we are. And here we are flying. I'm just going to spin it around, spin it one more time, and I am going to stick it onto the ground. Now I learned from outside when you put it on the ground, you have to hit that takeoff and land button. So let's bring it down. I just slam it into the table and hit my takeoff and land button. Well, I was totally incorrect with that. My little tail fins popped out. Let me put those back in. One goes on this side. They just click in. They will pop out if you crash. So I would do the gyro calibration. There we go. Always do that if you crash. And then I'll take off. And I'll take it up. And like I said, when you take off, you have to really control it or else it's going right into your roof. Now I'm going to try to land it again. I don't know what the problem is here. I'll bring it down. I can't believe it. I went and smashed into this camera. So once again, these little tail things went flying off, so I'm just going to leave them off. I'm going to try one more landing, but this time on the floor. Okay, here we go. Gyro calibration. And spin it up. Let's go up again. I'll go try to land it again. I don't have a lot of room in here. Going up, it's going to pop up fast. You got to catch it before it goes into the ceiling. So let's bring it someplace where I can land it. I don't know. Let's put it down here on this side. I hit the land. Is that the problem? Maybe that's the problem. So what happened there is I didn't try to land it myself. I hit the land button. It plops down on the ground. And then when it's on the ground, I pulled this left joystick down to the bottom and the prop stopped. So maybe I was doing it backwards before. My heli was so new when I received it that they did not have a K160 box, so they stuck it in the K150 box. But inside the box, the correct helicopter was provided. The heli arrives fully assembled and ready to fly. A battery and USB battery charger is included, as well as a 4-channel remote. The remote is powered with 6 AA batteries, those are not included. And finally, the remote has a button for speed and a button for takeoff and land. Spare parts are included, such as extra blades, extra tail prop, an extra gear, and a tool. A rubber takeoff and landing pad is included, as well as an owner's instruction manual. Total weight of the heli is only 71 grams, and when a battery is added, the total weight goes up to 88 grams. Alright, you're back to me, and everybody always wants to know if I have any negatives or positives about a product. So let's start off with the negatives. The only negative I have with this product is that there is no optical flow on the bottom. That means for a beginner flying this indoors or outdoors, the heli's going to move around side to side. Even though you're not moving it side to side, it's just because any slight bit of wind is going to push it one way or the other. So you always have to have your thumbs or fingers on the joysticks. So with that said, I would say if you've never used joysticks before on a remote to fly anything in the RC hobby, you may have difficulty. But if you've flown something in the RC hobby with joysticks, you'll be fine. Also, if you're a human that plays video games like first-person shooters, you know, like kids, teenagers, they play those games, this will be natural to them. So if you have good hand-eye coordination, this will be very natural for you to fly it. Now let's get into the positives. First one will be the price, $70 for all this, a ready-to-fly kit. As I mentioned, that's pretty darn good. Second positive would be the looks. It is very scale looking up close, so it doesn't look cheap in any fashion whatsoever. It looks really good. So when you're flying in the air or just standing and staring at it, it looks really good. And the final positive is something I would never thought I would say, but it's extremely durable. I have crashed this so many times into my fence, into the ground, inside the house, all over the place, and I should have broken the blades. But they are made out of some sort of flexi plastic at the connectors, and I couldn't break them, so it just keeps on ticking. So with all that said, the links to this product are below. If it is not on sale and you see a price higher than $70 US, then use my discount code at checkout. Type in the code I've placed below this video, type that in when you get to the checkout screen, and it should reduce the price down to $70 or even less. Alright, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have questions on this product, post your questions below and I'll get back to you, and I will catch you in a future video with many more cool product reviews. Until then, I say bye!